Okay, guys, so what we're going to start out with today, again, no surprise. We're going to start out with SPCX because it's the best stock to trade right now. It's so easy. But we're going to get short at 149.77 with 10 shares just to feel it out. And it's kind of scaring me a little bit around the 150 area. I also bought 100 shares of SkyQ at 402. Looking for a breakout over 420. So there's the breakout level at 420 that I'm showing you right there. And I slowed the video down a bit just so you guys could see. So it ended up hitting 425. I didn't really like how that looked. So I ended up just getting out of my position there because I thought it should rip more towards 450 in a quicker fashion than that. Ended up selling all my shares for about a 409 average. And so now we're gonna watch SPCX once again. Still bouncing around 150. I thought, it could go 50-50 either way. It could go towards 155 or it could go down. And I was really hoping for about 140 today, but we'll see what it gets down to later on. So still bouncing around 150, holding it pretty well. Just staying with my 10 shares for now as it's coming back up towards 150, 151, and now it's breaking down. So I feel like I'm on the right side, of course. And I want to add more shares, but I'm hesitant because, again, this stock has shown that it still wants to hold 147. And lo and behold, it got down to 147. And what do you know? It bounces back to 150. And I want to add there, but I don't want to risk it ripping off of that 147 level and catching shorts off guard, like myself. I was also watching NVVE for a breakout over 10. And here we go, SPCX coming back down off of the 150. So I wish I would have added a little bit more at 150, but that level was holding really well. And there we go, I got filled 30 shares, NVVE at 10. Looking for a breakout to 12, honestly, $12. As you can see, it was a little choppy up there at 10. It's starting to work now. But it's just going a little bit slower than I'd like. And here we go, towards 11. Sold a little bit there. But again, it just didn't have the firepower to get through 11. So I just sold everything. I didn't like the way that looked and how I was acting. So there we go. I sold everything at the 1040 average. I actually didn't notice I still had 5 shares until the end of the day, which I'll sell later. And here we go, SPCX approaching 147 again, which is the area where if it breaks that, I feel like we go lower into the 130s. And there we go, the break of 147. I did try to add some shares at that break of 147, hoping that it would drop like $5 a share really quick, but it didn't and ended up holding. So I got a little scared out of the position there and I sold everything that I had added. So I sold all the ads, or covered them, I should say. But there we go, it's starting to work again. Breaking down, hoping that we're going to get 145 here soon. And now we're in the 145s. So I have my original 10 shares that I started out with at that 150 level. And now I start to look to take off a couple pieces. So here's where I start taking out some pieces there. Took off 2. There I take off another 3. So now I have 5 left. And it's just not moving. It's just not breaking that 145 like I'd like. Plus I was getting bored out of my position. I wanted to go work out. So I covered everything at about 145. So I'm completely out of SPCX right now. And actually, if you see, I had the order quantity I wanted to actually buy 20 shares at 145. But instead I decided to go work out because I was getting tired of watching the screens all day. But I wish I would have, because as you'll see, by the end of the day it starts creeping up. 146 has a little bit of a pullback. And then there was an imbalance with the markets and news with Iran and Trump. So it starts ripping. $3 a share from that 145. So that would have been a nice little $60 gain that I missed out on. But anyways, ended up making $30. Took a $30 loss on BSP. But overall, a good day. Can't complain. Was still green on the day, but it should have been a way bigger day. See you guys.